Hello everyone. Just want to make a video today. I'm in the series about the 7 Christian graces. I did a series on senses, was 5. I did a series on um, these 6 things God hates, and yea, 7 of abomination. Now today I'm in 7 Christian graces, and I'm at brotherly kindness. Second Peter 1. In the King James Version, starting at verse 5 through 8, it says, "And besides this, given all diligence, add to your faith virtue, and to virtue knowledge, knowledge temperance, temperance patience, patience godliness, and to godliness brotherly kindness, and to brotherly kindness charity." So I'm down to the last ones. "For if these be in you and abound, they make you should be neither barren nor unfruitful in the knowledge of our Lord Jesus Christ." Um, Brotherly kindness. I've known some kind people in my life. There was a man of our faith that I dearly loved, and I'm sure a lot of people, maybe a few out here that remember him. He's been gone a long time, but his name was Brother Tom Curley. Had such a sweet spirit, and he was always so kind. And somebody thought that they would just go to his house about 2 o'clock in the morning and just test that kindness and see if he was still kind at 2 o'clock in the morning. And they went. He smiled all the time, and they went. He came to the door smiling. I had my mother. She passed away 4 years ago, and that was the kindest person I probably ever met in my life. She was so kind. And I believe, like that example with Brother Tom Curley, I believe I could have went to my mother's house at 2 o'clock in the morning. She lived in a bad area of Huntsville at that time. And I could have knocked on her door, and if she came, she would look out and she wouldn't say, "Boy, what are you doing? You just scared me to death. I don't appreciate you coming at this time of the night." She would just say, "Dale, hon, it must be something wrong for you to come at this time. Just come on in. I'll make us a cup of coffee. Everything will be all right." Kindness to me is tender-hearted. Uh, some people don't seem like they want to be tender-hearted or kind that much because they're afraid that people will run over them. But the Bible said that when a man's ways please the Lord, he maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him. Tender-hearted and kind. Tender-hearted. Uh, if you're not tender-hearted, reckon what are you? Are you hard-hearted? I sure don't want to be that way. Me and my wife, we'll watch something on TV or whatever, not a lot, but sometimes we do. And it might be something some kind of a story that's one of those tearjerker type. And she's over there watching it. And I'm maybe just a little bit from her, and I'm watching it. And I can't hold the tears back. It just touches my heart. And I'll be over there going, whatever. And she'll say, "Dale, are you crying?" And I'll say, "Just a little bit." I'm tender-hearted. And I guess I've been run over a few times because of that. But I wanna die that way, tender-hearted and humble as I can be. A smile, it's the same in any language. It doesn't matter whether it's Spanish or Chinese or whatever. A smile is the same. It doesn't need any words. And another thing is presence. Our presence, just being there for people. I've seen times, when we view the body at the funeral home and we go up to the casket and greet the family. You don't really have to say anything. Just your presence. Just giving of ourselves as a human being to another, as a child of God to another child of God. I've heard about the butterfly effect. You may have heard about it, and it is the idea that a single butterfly flapping its wings on one side of the globe can, in theory, start a hurricane on the other. It's a physics concept, but if it would be true, what about kindness? Started over here, I see a lot of people, they'll pay for somebody's meal behind them, or They'll say, pay it forward, pass it on, that kind of thing. Uh, I heard a story about a young boy while visiting his grandfather in the country, found a small land turtle and promptly attempted to examine it. The turtle promptly closed its shell like a vice, whereupon the boy seized a stick and tried in vain to pry the shell open. Observing the little boy's actions, the grandfather quickly interrupted. "That's not the way. Let me show you how." Taking the turtle in the house, he set it on the hearth of the fireplace. And in a few minutes, the creature began to grow warm, stuck out its head and feet, and started to crawl. "Turtles are something like people," said the old man. "Never try to force a fella into anything. Just warm him up. A little ordinary human kindness, and more than likely he'll come your way. You can't do kindness too soon, for you never know how soon it will be too late." Ralph Waldo Emerson. It's one of the most beautiful compensations of this life is that no man can sincerely try to help another without helping himself. Speak kind words to me while I can still hear them. And it's no wonder some people doubt their salvation or in trouble in their walk with the Lord. After all they do is bicker and fight with others, and that is not the Lord's way. Remember 1 John 4:20 and 21 tells us that if a man say, "I love God," and hateth his brother, he is a liar. For he that loveth not his brother whom we have seen, how can he love God whom he hath not seen? And this is the commandment that have we from him, that he who loveth God loveth also his brother. One of the greatest victories you can have over someone is to beat him at politeness. Kindness is what lives on after we're gone. People remember our kindness. Mr. Rogers said there are 3 ways to ultimate success. The first way is to be kind. The second way is to be kind. And the third way is to be kind. To be kind is more important than to be right. Many times what people need is not a brilliant mind that speaks, but a special heart that listens. We need to first seek to understand, and then to be understood. Empathy is the most important leadership skill needed today. Kind words can be short and easy to speak, but their echoes are truly endless. It's really quite simple. We believe that when you treat a fellow human being as such, with kindness, such amazing things happen. And remember, there's no such thing as a small act of kindness. Every act creates a ripple with no logical end. Kindness, understanding, those are the things I want to be associated with. I told our church, there's people maybe you think is weird, but I say that you probably just hadn't ever took the time to try to see what they're all about. You may say, "Oh boy, that John, he's really weird." And I'm thinking, well, I might have thought so at the first, but once I got to know John, boy, how good he was. So if you just try to understand, we want everybody to understand us. But do we really make much of an effort to understand other people? I love people. I've had people let me down. Sure I have. You have too. But I can't go around wondering, are you gonna be the one to mistreat me? I can't go around with mistrust. I have to go and trust people until they prove to me that they can't. I think maybe in Psalms it said something like all men are liars. And, that'd be like you go up to worldly people and you say, what kind of lie are you going to tell today? You got to treat people like royalty. if they're a child of God, they are. Fellow of our faith, a holiness man, he worked at a place, I understand, and they were signing documents. So and so, they had a PhD. There was a doctor, and it come engineers and all this, and it come down to him to sign, and he put his name, Howard Kane, COG, and somebody said, "What in the world is a COG?" He said, "A child of God." There is no higher title than a child of God. I've enjoyed getting this to you today. May God bless you is my prayer. Until next time, and we're gonna finish this up in just a little bit. So may God bless you is my prayer.